What's going on, everyone? It's your podcast crew, the Zeonizer podcast, or else we call ourselves Z3. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this live stream. We're going to be listening to something. I believe we're going to be reacting, and we're going
hmm
to analyze it as much as possible. Without further ado, my name is Mr. Fun Guy. My friends call me Jeremy, or vice versa, and I'm with my buddy and partner in crime.
This is your boy David, aka PhenomenalMiklo.
And we Grimm, the Dragon Tamer. Yeah, if you follow him on Instagram, you know who he is. He leads the GG5. I call him the commander of the GG5. Um, he dropped a rap, and it was epic. I was only able to listen to a little bit of it. I was at work whenever he dropped it. So we at the Z3, we're going to analyze it and catch any references. And he spit out quite a few, and the flow was killer.
Oh yeah, it's a hell of a song, definitely banger. It has a bunch of references. I mean, um, just for the
Oh yeah,
few seconds that I've listened to, I mean, it's a hell of a song. So, we're gonna be reacting to it. We're gonna be stopping and starting a lot. There's not really a way that we can rewind it, not yet, because he hasn't fully released like a music video or a lyric video to it yet. He did state during his live stream that he was gonna do that the next few days or the next few weeks. Uh, so that is more to come. So when that does come out, then we'll do another live reaction and get that incorporated. But right now it's just we're gonna start off the stream about just showing him some love. Trying to get his music out there and go from there.
yeah, we sure will. This he treats the Power Ranger community with such love and such respect and such admiration that we at the Z3 want to do that same thing to the community and same thing to him in return, because he has gave a lot of people a lot of smiles, laughter, and all around just a great guy. We haven't met him yet. PMC around the corner, uh, but when we do meet him, it's just going to be that much better and a genuine human being. We urge you from the Xenos podcast to give this guy a follow. You won't be disappointed. He's got a lot of good material. He's got a lot of good things going on, and very, very busy man.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So, without further ado, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. Um, and just go from there. So your
Let's
guys' view, the viewers are gonna have a little bit more different than what we see, just because I'm not trying to put all of his, stuff out there. I want to be able to just show you guys, the clip itself, which, as you guys see on your screen, it should, have his animation character, which is John Oliver Scott, as well as the GG5 hat, and the Thunder Megazord, Red Thunder Megazord in the background with his custom coin. So that's what you guys should see. Again, we are seeing something different, but without further ado, you guys should also be able to hear the audio as it's playing. So fingers crossed it actually works, because we want to be able to make sure that you guys are able to listen to it as well as we do. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick this off.
Oh, let's go.
It's morphin' time! Dragon Zord!
Mastodon! Pterodactyl! Triceratops!
Like the roll call.
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
That's all the original.
We got
That's all the original
attitude
ones.
that won't ever change. My teenage heart and my childish brain just wants to be protected through all of this pain. Getting older, calling for my sword in the rain. Tyrannosaurus is my very first day. Then the thunder, it came out to play. All of these dragons that I had to tame, cause my boy's candle ain't burning the same. I'm wearing the shield, he's wielding my sword. Whatever it takes to combat these lords. We'll be fighters outside of the norm. Just won the conference's peace, graduate to a dorm. If you need me, don't hesitate. Just communicate, drop what I'm doing so I can go save you like like my heroes from back in the days. Made a power protect you always.
Once and always, that's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a wheel.
Caught the once and always reference.
Okay,
Caught
I
the
had.
once and always.
Yup.
Ooh.
All right, so just the first, oh man, first 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds into it, right? This man did the original roll call, right? So with all the original
Yes,
Rangers, you know, with Trini, Amy Jo, Austin St. John, Walter Jones, David Yost, Jason David Frank. I mean, just that was just amazing, right? He references Tyrannosaurus is his favorite, but he'll show up with the Thunder Sword. Right.
He's rocking the dragon. He said he's rocking the dragon shield as well. I mean, that was like 30 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever he dropped this, I thought it was Snoop Dogg rapping. I'm being dead serious. And then I had to listen to it again, and oh man, this is actually Grimm. Holy hell! I never knew he could rap. I mean, I followed him for so long on Instagram. I never knew he could rap.
Yeah, neither did I. So I knew he was an artist, but I didn't expect all of that. So
No. I like the fact that he said he was fighting his. I think I heard about that. He was fighting his demons.
Mhm.
I mean that shows that even though he is a great guy, he's also a very a genuine human being, humble.
Mhm.
He still, like everybody else, struggles with those inner demons, and that right there, that's deep right there.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's play the rest until we'll try to pause it like every 30 seconds and stuff, but you know.
Mm.
We'll go from there.
All right. Okay.
I lifted that more I made y'all a deal to give it my all right now in the field. To give it my all right now in the field. Since I lifted that more I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a wheel. Once and always, that's how I feel.
I gotta be stronger than I was before. Without some of y'all, I'd be scared to go fast. Shifting to turbo, gold in my journal of ninjas and aliens from my recent past. Reading my comics, chilling on the grass. Feel like I'm in space and I don't wanna land. Just lost in the galaxy.
Okay.
Do not rescue me. I'm going light speed. Time is moving so fast.
Okay, I gotta pause it at that, man. That's
He went light speed. Went on too fast. God dang.
oh man. Okay.
Shifting to turbo and light speed going too fast. Oh my god, he killed it.
He mentioned Alien Rangers,
Yo,
Turbo,
Alien Rangers.
In Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed, Ninja Storm, I think, because he said ninjas, so it's either Alien Rangers or Ninja Storm.
Wow, he
Man.
went down the line with it, bro.
Yeah, this dude.
I mean, I didn't hear anything before that with the distortion because
Yeah.
sometimes when they do that auto tune distortion, I can't really hear it very well. But it sounded like it flowed so well, and whenever it ended, he just went right back into it. So, man, that was just that's like a roller coaster ride right there.
Oh yeah. So. Oh man, I'm loving this song already. All right,
No joke.
let's play the. Let's continue. Let's see what's up.
Okay.
That is our inner force. Sometimes it is wild. This storm you can't see unless you know me a while. Seeing no faces and hearing the thunder. Get to see you again. That's mine, the child. Y'all captured the demons and me in the cards. Never to rise again. Going through training, patrolling the space and the deltas of the grid. This mystical source is
Once
amazing.
and always.
Mystical source.
Yo, did you
bro.
catch that? I caught that.
I got that. Got that.
Dude,
Oh my God.
okay. So he mentions Mystic Force. He mentions Thunder, Thunder. So from Ninja Storm, he mentions SPD because he mentions Delta, right?
Yep.
Dude, that's
I mean, even if we don't catch all the references, I mean, that's fine. That's okay. I mean, I will listen to this over and over and over again. And whenever he does create a SoundCloud and he does create this for the fandom,
yeah.
dude, I would put this on my phone and take it to the gym with me. I'm not even joking.
Oh yeah, straight up. So I'm hoping he releases a lyric video You know, Grimm, if you're watching this, dude, we're already halfway through the freaking song, and I'm loving it. I need a lyrical video. I need to see what you
No
said.
joke.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Oh,
Let's play the rest of it.
indeed.
That's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a reel since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal to give it my all, fighting out in the field. To give it my all, fighting out in the field since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a reel once and always. That's how I feel.
My love is on overdrive, I'm the king of this jungle.
I've been a beast, my spirit unleashed.
Shots racing like a performance machine, thinking about the good, even my defeats. Go on like a samurai. New sword didn't change because I'm unique. Life's been mega, nah, super mega awesome. Felt like we've had peace for weeks. Hanging with my dinos again. Just heard from my ninja, how long has it been? We got up on that's thicker than steel. We all own beats, I got your back to the end. Since day one, we've had furious dinos. Don't ever expect me to leave that behind, yo. If I have to go back to get you to follow my lead and help with
This cosmic light show once and always. That's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a reel since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal to give it my all, fighting out in the field. To give it my all, fighting out in the field since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a reel once and always. That's how I feel. Once and always, that's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a reel since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal to give it my all, fighting out in the field. To give it my all, fighting out in the field since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a reel once and always. That's how I feel.
We got attitude that won't ever change. My teenage heart,
And my childish brain just wants to be a protector from all of this pain.
getting older.
Calling for my sword in the rain. Once and always, that's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a reel since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal to give it my all, fighting out in the field. To give it my all, fighting out in the field since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a reel once and always. That's how I feel.
Once and always, that's how I feel. It seems like my life has been on a reel since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal to give it my all, fighting out in the field. To give it my all, fighting out in the field since I lifted that morph. I made y'all a deal. It seems like my life has been on a reel once and always. That's how I feel.
Hooray!
Wow.
All right then. Morphin' time! Dragon Sword!
Mastodon! Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus! Yeah! We're back! We're ready to morph into action! Sticks working together to fight evil!
And stop Rita and all her menacing monsters.
From destroying our planet Earth! And ruling the universe with evil!
Look out, Rita! We're not backing down! We're the Power Rangers!
Rangers together.
Yo, that was sick as. Oh my god, bro. I've got goosebumps. I'm not even gonna lie.
That was a good song. That was a banger for sure. Okay.
The fact that he started with the roll call,
Yep.
right? He kills it with the rap. He kills it with the flow, and then ends it with alpha, and then ends it with the entire full length of a roll call, and they're posing in the mottos and everything. Like I got goosebumps. I look okay. It's no surprise. I'm more into metal, deathcore, metalcore, power metal. I've not really listened to the rap genre as much as I should. I think the last time I listened to rap was Tech 9, and that was 2017. So this is actually my first time listening to anything rap in a long time. I got to say, man, this is awesome. I enjoy it. This is actually one of the only, if not the first rap song that I can actually get behind and actually, agree with, because, we are in this fandom, in this community, and tragedy struck in the community in November. And ever since then, it's been nothing but a build up and nothing but us supporting one another and building each other up. And even though we started the Zeonizer podcast, our own community of sorts, so we've had nothing but love from the other content creators and other people like Grimm and Andrew from Goku 2004. We've had Unworthy show us love here and there. Multiverse Rangers as well. You guys showed us a lot of love, and it makes me great to be part of this community. And hearing this rap, I we heard a lot of the him drop a lot of the Ranger seasons.
Yeah.
But other than that, other than the podcast that we did with him, he did tell us a lot of his story, his history, the fact that he was homeless, the fact that yes, he did have. I'm not going to tell you everything. It's on our podcast. We did a podcast with him. We broke a lot of walls. We cried, we laughed, we shared once and always. We shared everything about PMC, everything. But that's how I feel. I feel like it struck the child in me a little bit.
Yeah, that's for sure. That song itself was pretty badass. So Grimm, again, if you're listening, buddy, I'm gonna need you to make a lyric video to this because I'm gonna need that ASAP to understand what the hell you were saying in the distortion, because that itself was just amazing. Okay.
It was amazing.
So
and if you get a SoundCloud, man, that'd be great. I will download that to my phone, use it to go to work, and use it to go to the gym, and I'll probably put that over all my metal music that I listen to.
Most likely, most definitely.
So anything else you got, David? I mean, I know we're doing a double header tonight. So before we go into the bracket, you want anything else to cover this?
I mean, go check them out, man. Go look them up on TikTok and Instagram. It's Grimm the Dragon Tamer, all one word, GRIMM, and then the Dragon Tamer at the end, all one word. Go look him up on TikTok, Instagram. Give him a shout out. Let him know we sent you. Let him know the Z3 crew sent you, because he does. Oh, he shows love as well as we show love. So he does help us out.
Yeah. As well as everyone who in the GG5, go follow them as well. They're really cool people, really awesome guys and gals, and go follow them. They got some interesting stuff as well. And this is going to be a double header. Originally, we were going to analyze as much as we can of this and listen to it and react to it. And like I say, it was a banger. It was awesome. Song of the year, in my opinion. That's how we feel. But we're also going to do a double header. We're going to do a bracket to figure out which Ranger can beat which Ranger. We did a tier list of the best and worst Red Ranger. And we decided to do a bracket, kind of like a tournament bracket, to see which Red Ranger could beat which one. And we'd randomize it so that our favorites are scattered around, so that it'll be an even playing field. Yep. So after we get done with this one, we're going to plan, and we're going to do another live.
Yeah. So.
Or do you want to jump?
No, and that's how.
Jump in. Okay.
So that's how we're gonna do it right now. It's a double header. So it's all gonna be one live stream, So.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's how we're gonna do it. The way that this bracket is gonna come down to, we're gonna do it based off of strength, fighting skill, and power. Okay, so strength itself, right? How strong they are as, as a team, as a person, right? Their fighting ability, right? So if they don't have, if they're not really a fighter, if they don't have a martial arts background, at least their character, right? Things like that. And then power. What kind of powers do they have? Do they have a blaster? Do they have a power sword like Mighty Morphin Red Ranger? He has a power sword, right? Do they just have the blasters like Jack from SPD? Does he just have the dual blasters, right? Things like that. So that's going to come into play. Okay, so this one's going to be a lot of analytical because of the fact that we're going to have to pick one of the two. Okay, and then that person is going to get moved up a seed, and then we're going to move on to the next person. And we're going to keep going until we have a semifinal, finalist, and then we have an overall winner. Basically proclaiming them as the strongest Red Ranger, from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all the way to Dino Fury, right?
Yep.
To include the movies, to include the auxiliary Red Rangers, so like Quantum Ranger, Lianbo, the Mystic Force Red Ranger, Unworthy, the Arbiter, right?
Mhm.
Hyperforce Red Ranger, um, uh, what
Just
else?
all the Red
Yeah,
Rangers.
just all the Red
More or
Rangers.
less. That's a lot of Red Rangers to remember.
Yeah, it is. 30 years worth. So,
Exactly.
we're basically gonna go based off of that, right? So, fighting
Mhm.
ability, powers as they're morphed up, right?
Are we going to count their individual Zords that they control as well without transforming into the Megazord? Are we going to contribute that as well?
Uh,
Or do you want to keep it based on their level without having to go into a mech?
I want to keep the mech as if everything's dead tie. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like that would be the tiebreaker. So mech, if they're able to go into their individual mech and how powerful they are in their personal mech, then that would
Mhm.
be the tiebreaker. Okay.
Gotcha.
So we'll do that. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it, right? And boom, right? So this is what the first seed looks like, the first set, and then we have, as we scroll over this side, we have the second set. Okay, so
Are you going to share the stream so I can see it too, or what?
oh yeah, give me a second.
But say, what the hell, man? I can't see nothing.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Blinded by the stream.
I got you. There you go.
Yay!
Okay.
Sweet.
So, this is what it looks like. Okay. So, first seed of the row, right? You have Lightspeed Red Ranger Carter going up against Hunter, the Crimson Red Thunder Ranger from Ninja Storm. That's the very first seed. You have Rocky, Mighty Morphin Season 2, going up against Tommy, the Turbo Red Ranger. Then you have TJ, Turbo Red, going up against Jason from the Mighty Morphin 2017 Power Ranger movie. You have Brody Ninja Steel going up against SPD A Squad Red Ranger. You have Andros going up against the Alien Red Ranger. You have Jack going up against Cole, so SPD Red going up against Wild Force Red. You have Shane Ninja Storm going up against the Quantum Ranger. You have Hyperforce Red going up against Lauren, Samurai Red Ranger. You have the Arbiter going up against Jaden, Samurai Red Ranger. You have Zato going up against Psycho Red. You have Leo going up against Tommy, Zeo Ranger 5. You have Troy, regular Mega Force, right? Going up against Connor from Dino Thunder, Red Ranger. You have Scott, RPM, going up against Nick, who is the Mystic Force, Red Ranger. You have Jason, Season 1, Austin St. John, going up against Tyler, who is the Dino Charge.
There is no feasible way this was a coincidence. There's no way. You got two Dino Rangers, literally red. You said you randomized this. I called your bluff. BS. No, there's no freaking way you randomized this.
I randomized it. I mean, I can back out and randomize it again.
No.
But
this is perfect. This is perfect.
So it's gonna be a lengthy conversation. I'm gonna tell our viewers that right now. It's gonna be a conversation. Okay? And then we have Casey going up against Lianbo. And then we have Troy Super Mega Force going up against, and this is base Mega Force. He's not allowed to use different transformation. None of these guys are able to use their transformations or their battleizers. We're talking about base level Red Rangers. Okay. Going up against Wes Collins from Time Force Red Ranger. Okay. As you guys see, the different seeds, right? And then we'll have one who's Grand Champion. Okay. So, without further ado, the way we're going to do it, it's going to be matchup mode. Right? So we're going to talk at lengths to see who would win. And then we'll pick a winner. And then we'll go on to the next one. So it's a different type of tier list that we're doing. It's a bracket. If you've ever, done March Madness, you kind of know how brackets are won. If you ever done fantasy football, you know how brackets are done. But basically, of the two, or if you've ever played like any type of wrestling game when you've done the King of the Ring tournaments, it's basically how that works. You take two people, fight them against each other. That winner moves up a bracket. That's it. Okay. And so, with that being said, you guys, first one up, Carter, Lightspeed Rescue, Red Ranger versus Hunter, Crimson Thunder, Ninja Storm, Red Ranger.
Okay. I don't like Lightspeed. I never have. I've told the reason why I don't care for Lightspeed.
Yep.
If David knows my reason, but if you don't know my reason, I think about our second or third episode that we did, I explained why I don't like Lightspeed.
Yeah.
Just not good memories. But yeah. I will say that Carter is a good leader for me. I think he was the first one to assemble the team and being a firefighter.
Yes.
Leadership is there. Leadership is present the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He is pretty strong. I didn't watch enough to see what his weapon was because, like I said, I have very bad memories of this show. I only got the 3 or 4 episodes and I had to turn it off. But I do know I would rather see him win than I would Hunter. I thought Hunter was just a jerk in the fact that he was evil, starting off and got evil again, and we covered this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, with being leadership, and since Lightspeed was before Ninja Storm, I figured that Hunter Carter does have the edge.
So I respectfully disagree, just because Carter, doesn't really have a fighting style. He does to defend himself, yes. But because of the fact that he's a fighter, all he does is basic combat, just to defend himself. Okay, versus Hunter, he was actually trained in the ways of the ninja, of the shinobi. So the way he fights and everything is that of a shinobi, of ninjas, right? Obviously.
Well, I mean, it seems like you're kind of weak-willed to believe that your parents were killed. I mean, with no proof.
True.
Just believe what someone tells you to do.
True, but we're going
Carter,
based off of fighting style, power itself, and weapons itself. So Carter, all he has is his blaster and then his lance that he has. That's it. That's all the 2 things that he has. Hunter, he has his staff that he has, which then he can turn into, I believe, if I'm correct in saying, he could turn it into a shield to redirect energy or any type of like laser that gets shot at him. He can redirect it to.
Okay. I see what you're going with this. Okay. I take back what I said because I had a long day at work and you kind of have a point. Plus, when they're not morphed, he already knows ninjutsu unmorphed.
Yep.
So that can actually carry the battle through a different means. So I see what you mean. So yeah, I can go with Hunter. I agree with you on that one.
All right, Carter is out. All right, next up. This one's kind of a no-brainer, but we're still going to talk about it. Rocky, Mighty Morphin, Season 2 to 3, Red Ranger versus Jason David Frank, Tommy, Turbo, Red Ranger.
Okay. Rocky don't get enough love,
Mhm.
for one. I will agree with the fandom. He does not get enough love as Red Ranger, and you're right.
Sure.
Because so many, he was in the shadow of Jason. We've seen this many times.
Mhm.
And it seems like he became the comic relief on the team, like always cracking jokes, always being funny. But usually, leaders don't really crack jokes, be funny. They have a funny thing to say here and there, but they're actually serious about their team.
Mhm.
And then, season 3, he was overshadowed by the White Ranger, and it felt like Adam was more of a second in command. We stated this many times.
Mhm.
So, and then you got Tommy, the OG, the legendary, the GOAT of all Rangers. And the fact that Tommy has the experience,
Mhm.
he's got the power, he's got the cool little saber he has. He also has, I think it's a blaster, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in this instance, as much as season 3, as he has Rocky has ninja powers, I mean, when they got the metallic armor, they hardly ever use unless I'm thinking of season 2. No,
Well,
season 3.
he still does season 2 and 3, so he does have the ability to do metallic,
Mhm.
for his powers, but still, I mean, Rocky and Tommy both fighting styles. I mean, Rocky does have a
Yeah.
martial arts background, so does
I
Tommy.
think it's karate. It's karate. I think he does, but Tommy has a wide variety of different styles. Plus, he's been a ranger since he was a Green Ranger, and then Mighty Morphin, and so on and so forth. So he's got the wisdom, he's got the knowledge, and he's got the strength. So this is easy. Tommy wins every day, man.
Okay. Tommy it is. All right. TJ. Turbo Season 2 Red Ranger versus 2017 Mighty Morphin
Sorry.
Red Ranger.
This
Again,
one's
to
gonna
me,
be
this is a
tough fight.
no-brainer. To me, this is a no-brainer.
I mean, I didn't care for the 2017 movie. I don't think that anyone really did, to be honest.
I liked it. I kind of liked it. More so because of the references and stuff. I mean, the Megazords itself were pretty cool. But the costume itself wasn't really that cool. I was expecting something different.
Yeah, it looked like the Iron Man Corp instead of the Power Rangers.
Basically.
No, I didn't care for Jason in the 2017 movie. Kind of felt like he wasn't all there,
Yeah.
Maybe it was the acting. I don't know, but TJ was chosen by Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't chosen by any other Ranger but Tommy. Tommy seen what he could have been. I mean, the fact that he puts his team first, he's always ready to lay his life on the line for his team. And not to mention, he redeemed himself after the command center blew up, because after being a leader, after something like the command center blows up, that weighs on your conscience because you were a leader. You're supposed to lead your team, and something like that happens. He did get to redeem himself as Space Ranger Blue. So, TJ, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. TJ, I mean, he does have the saber. I mean, Red Ranger from the movie does have a saber that attaches to his arm. It's not really a saber itself. It's more like an extension, like from Terminator type of thing. Doesn't really have fighting experience. You know what I mean? Versus TJ, I don't even think he had like a fighting style preference, sorry, other than like basic combat. But I still think that TJ would eventually come out on top, just because of the fact of, he does have more stamina because he is a powerhouse type of fighter.
Exactly.
So I feel like TJ would be the right answer.
Yep.
All right, next up, you got Brody, which is Ninja Steel, Red Ranger, versus Charlie, SPD, A Squad, Red Ranger.
You're cutting out, buddy.
I'm cutting out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right, are you able to hear me now? Better?
Gotcha.
Okay. So you got Brody, Ninja Steel, Red Ranger, versus Charlie, SPD, A Squad, Red Ranger.
Now, I thought this was, if not the worst Red Ranger. For Jason, for the 2007, in my opinion, the 2017 movie was better than Charlie. Okay. How can you go and be the best thing Delta SPD has ever produced, other than Doggy himself, to get beat by the B team, the B squad? Compared to Brody, I mean, me and I think me and David still got to do some further research needed to watch Ninja Steel because we haven't all watched much of it. So we are going to watch a little bit of it soon to get a kind of idea how we can grade and honestly tier and honestly give our opinions about Ninja Steel, because we don't want to just knock it and not even try to watch it. You know, we're not like that. But I never liked Squad A from SPD, and I don't think anyone really did. I mean, the only thing we liked was the callback with the space helmets. That's pretty much it.
True. That is very true. I will say this. I mean, just off the bat, I only think like I watched the first couple of episodes with Brody. So he was actually trained in the art of ninja, shinobi style ninja. You know, shadows are your friend type of ninja. You know, so he does have a ninja style fighting background. Versus Charlie, again, basic combat, military style fighting. I'm assuming, not really sure, but I'm assuming just based off of that. Charlie does have a blaster, full-on assault rifle that looks like something out of Halo. Versus Brody, he does have his sword, right? I think they also have a blaster too. I'm pretty sure they have a blaster. Pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure they have a blaster as well. So toe-to-toe blaster-wise, they'll handle each other. But because of the fact of Charlie only having a blaster, if they were gonna, let's say they had limited ammo, right? Let's just say Brody would be able to back himself up with the shinobi sword that he has.
Yeah.
Okay. Fighting style wise, I feel like Brody would take it over Charlie. Yes, Charlie is infused with the evil powers that Grimm gave them. However, Brody, you know, pretty sure he'll have like an elemental power that he can use. Again, we haven't fully watched Ninja Steel, so I'm just guessing at this point. But I feel like Brody would end up beating Charlie from, you know, SPD A Squad.
Not to mention, if he's trained in Shinobi, which, like I said, me and Dave are gonna go back and watch it because since now we can watch all the series on YouTube. We're probably gonna pick a day to where we're both not busy and we're gonna just binge watch Ninja Steel to give our personal take on it. But
yeah,
it seems like him in the art Shinobi, I'm thinking he won't have to need to morph to beat Charlie.
That is a good point too. So I feel like Brody would take this fight.
Shinobi, I'm gonna go with Brody.
What you were saying though, before I cut you off, my bad. If you're training the art of Shinobi.
If you're training the art of Shinobi and you're a ranger, unless you're fighting a big baddie, then yeah, you would have to morph. But if you're fighting a ranger that's in the art of basic military, kind of like basic military means training, and they rely more on their power than they do their art, then you're going to win without even being morphed.
True. Okay. So moving on to the next bracket, we have Andros, Red, In Space, Ranger, versus Aurico, which is the
Yeah.
red Aquatorian Red Ranger.
Okay, this is just no fair. I'm sorry.
This is hard.
No, that's what she said. No, no. Yeah, I know you hate me. I get it.
Well, what are your
but
thoughts?
I
What are your
say that
thoughts?
because okay, we got this. Okay, Andros was the first Red Ranger to ever hold a battleizer. This is when we got to see a battleizer ever.
True.
And it looked like the battleizer was like a gym. It's a walk-in gym rat. That's what they call people who go to the gym too much. With wings. Still, he's got the spiral saber, probably one of the most iconic swords in Power Rangers.
True.
He's got that surfer. He's got that kind of like that hover surfer board. He fires out of the Astro, so he has a way to get away and retreat and come back. Not to mention, he's got a way to finally can't talk. He's pretty good on the battlefield. He's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? He's very agile, and he's
very strategic.
Slippery. Yes, very strategic. He's very slippery so you can hardly get your hands on him because he's always slipping away.
Yeah.
Arc, on the other hand, to me, their biggest weakness is not being near a water source.
That part.
And if this took place in space, game over. If this took place in a desert, I mean, he could find water sources and oases here and there, but I doubt it. No, okay, if they were fighting near an ocean, Orc would win all day. But
True.
this all depends on location. That's what I say: location.
True.
So, my bet is Andros.
Not to mention, bro, Andros also has telekinesis.
That too.
So even if they were in an area that, let's say, there was a source of water around, Andros would be able to lift Aurico, keep him on his glider, and fly somewhere real quick at a very fast speed, and drop him somewhere to where he's able to attack him with his spiral saber. Now, we're not counting battleizers. We're not counting battleizers. But just in fighting styles, if it was just pure fighting styles, as strategic as Andros is, Aurico, I feel, would have the upper hand because he was basically a ninja, right? Yep. Supposedly. Okay. But, so he can, like, do a double take, right? Ninjutsu and everything. But with the powers that come from people who were born on KO-35, Andros being one of them, they can essentially have that telekinesis to where it benefits them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's either Andros or Corone who can slightly read minds a little bit, or not read minds, but read motive.
That was both of them.
Both. Okay, thank you. So he can like predict like what's gonna happen next in a way. Like, oh, if you're thinking about, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the left, he's gonna be able to dodge that left, type of thing. So in that sense, I feel like Andros would take this fight.
Now, for those of listening that thinking that we're not showing alien rangers enough love, we're not. We're not doing that. The fact is, if this was Red Kaku Ranger would beat Andros's ass flat out,
hands down.
But hands down. But this is not Super Sentai versus Power Rangers. Maybe that'd be in our next bracket. See, he agrees with me.
My damn dog.
But this is not Super Sentai versus Power Rangers. But that's a good bracket idea. But for this round, Andros wins.
Yep, I agree. Andros. Next up, Jack SPD versus Cole Wild Force. Jack takes it, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Jack takes it.
No, it's the fact that I can't get the William Shatner impression out of my head.
Yeah, I know. Um,
Man.
but let's
Okay,
go.
why-
Let's go down to it, right? So Jack, he SPD has that military style training, also has street fighting. Okay.
Mhm.
Cole, he was raised by monkeys. He basically street fight, right? Street fighter. Very hands on, down to the ground and pound type of fighting style. Back to Jack. He has 2 laser pistols that he can combine into one and shoot a very powerful blaster out of, right? Cole, on the other hand, all he has is that little dagger with his animal crystal. That's it.
Hey man, that's not lots of Orion. It's what was that dagger called? Damn it!
I don't know.
But
Off the
still,
top of my head.
that dagger, that
Had a lot of power.
no,
But it was
yeah, it
his
had a lot
sole
of power.
weapon.
But it was also a blaster though.
I know. So, but it was his only weapon. I'm saying like Jack has technically 2 weapons that he can make one versus Cole only has 1 weapon.
Not to mention,
Wait, yeah, he only has the
he's
1
got.
weapon.
Isn't he the one that can clone himself, or am I thinking of Ashley, the other chick?
You talking about Z?
Yeah, because they all have different abilities.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you got
Jack
the guy that can make
Jack
a
can
shield and
yeah, so Jack can actually phase through objects.
that also contributes. I mean,
Yeah.
even Cole can be a little hot headed.
Mm-hmm.
He can be very impatient when he can't hit his target.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jack's phasing through objects left and right,
Yep.
that's going to cause Cole to make a lot of mistakes.
Yep. And then he'll essentially be wiped out because of it. So I feel like Jack takes this fight. Plus,
Absolutely
Jack
right.
is also very strategic as well in his fighting style.
Indeed.
So, Jack takes that one. Next up. Oh, damn. This is a hard one. You have Shane, Ninja
fuck.
Storm, Red Ranger versus the Quantum Ranger from Time Force.
I'm gonna catch hate for this one. Okay, Shane
Mm-hmm.
is part of the ninja class. Okay,
Yep.
even though he is kind of like an undergraduate, kind of like not where he needs to be before becoming a Power Ranger. That we're about to get expelled, and then the Quantum Rangers, and
Mm-hmm.
we said this in our last episode where the role of Lee was thrust upon him, but he shined. I mean, real good. Pardon me, I'm eating. But I really think that he has a lot of abilities. I mean, plus, just like Tori and everyone else, that he are able to use the elements without morphing. To
Mhm.
control the power of air, earth, water. That also could contribute.
True.
As well as Eric. Eric can be kind of stubborn and a-hole. I mean, we've noticed this. I
Mhm.
mean, the fact that all he wants is power and whatnot. All Shane wants is to be able to uh, hone his skills and become a better ninja.
True.
So, to me, you got Blaster versus Blade, and even though that ninja sword that he has is also pretty powered up more than his blaster is.
True, but Shane can also turn as if he takes the entire holster of his
Yeah.
sword, he can turn that into a
Or to
blaster.
a blaster.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
Yeah. So they both have blasters. They both have blades. However, Shane also has a golden blade that does
Yep.
additional damage. I think it's like triple the damage.
Mhm.
Versus Quantum Ranger, he doesn't have that. Quantum
No.
Ranger, to his benefit, because of his visor, he can actually scan his opponents and keep it tracking. And do
Mhm.
like tracer bullets. Shane, he has that ability where they do like you see a lot in like ninja movies and Japanese style fighter movies where they do the shutter and then they're ping ponging and jumping around, slashing and dicing and stuff, and then that shutter opens and then that enemy like you know what I'm trying to say. So not to mention Shane also has his air attacks where he can jump into the air and everything and attack from above, as well as do a wind power to like blast the Quantum Ranger off of his feet. So Shane has a lot going for him in a fight. However, Eric is a lot more strategic because he does have that military background, but I still feel like Shane would come out on top.
Yeah. I mean, this is, like I said, this is a close bout. I mean, I'm not going to say we should do a tiebreaker on this one because, yes, you're right. Eric does have the tracking ability. He is military strategic, but at the end of the day, good luck trying to track Shane.
Yeah.
Like if this guy has the element of air, and the fact that he's going to do his flash step, or he's going to shudder back and forth, and blend into the air, floating, flying, all this other kind of stuff. I don't believe that that those tracking capabilities can match that speed of Shane.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I'm gonna go with Shane on this one.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next up, Hyperforce Red Ranger versus Lauren Samurai Red Ranger.
Okay. Now Hyperforce, short-lived it was, but it was longer than Lauren's role as a Red Ranger.
True.
But I know Lauren was supposedly first in line, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now she still has that role as a samurai. She still has the abilities to use her abilities unmorphed, and she's probably better with the sword than most rangers with the sword. Highly trained, but her attitude more about her and her revenge and whatnot. Her want to defeat the villain instead of boosting the team's spirits. I feel like Red Hyperforce Ranger did a better job, even though this was a tabletop RPG. It felt almost surreal and like it should have been a TV show. I only watched a few bits and pieces of Hyperforce, but I can tell you right now that the Red Hyperforce Ranger, more leadership, and it seems like he knows what he's after. He cherishes teamwork more than the initial goal to defeat the bad guy. So, in my opinion, Red Hyperforce wins it.
Okay. Plus, not to mention the person who plays the Red Hyperforce Ranger is the same actor who plays the Blue Ninja Steel Ranger. Which I also which I believe the Hyperforce Ranger also has like a karate background or a kung fu background. I'll say that because I don't know what his fighting style is. So at least fighting styles they would match up very well. It's a hard one, bro. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, just because, like you mentioned, Lauren can use most of her samurai training without being morphed. Plus, not to mention, because she is the first generation of the Samurai Rangers, she has that lock away ability.
Yeah.
That seal away ability. So she could potentially use that. She would have to charge it, of course, but she does have that ability.
I mean, if you're going to charge that ability, then you have to be able to charge it whenever you have the enemy down for a good set amount of time, because the enemy's not going to stand there.
Yeah.
And this is not just this is a different from the Power Rangers posing and saying quirky lines in front of the villain. This is actually a one-on-one bout. So in a one-on-one bout, that opponent is not going to stand and let you charge an attack. They're going to attack you head on. If they see a window in the opening, they're going to attack you head on. So even though she has that stealing ability and it's super effective, I don't believe she can seal it off without Red Hyperforce Ranger getting the win.
Okay. So you think Red Hyperforce?
I think Red Hyperforce.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember if it did go to a tiebreaker, what his actual Megazord was.
Mm.
I can't remember for the life of me, but I think more so fighting style. I think Hyperforce wins. Yeah, Hyperforce would win.
I agree with you.
All right, so we're gonna finish off this side, you know, and then we'll go. Then, so once we finish off this left side, it'll shoot us to this right side, and then go from there. Okay. So we have to finish off this side. Unless I turn it off and we do. No, we can do it this way. Hunter, Crimson, Thunder Ranger versus Tommy, JDF, Turbo Red Ranger.
Ooh, we said this about Hunter that he has the power of ninjutsu.
Mm-hmm. But so does Tommy.
Yeah, so does Tommy. Yeah, ninjetti. You're right. So really, this is a callback. He's turbo in this one, but who's
Mhm.
to say he's going to bring up past fighting styles of ninjetti?
Mm-hmm.
Because truly, I don't believe they lost the power of ninjetti
No, he did not.
secretly.
Plus, either way, Tommy still trains in Kung Fu.
Yep, that too. So I'm sorry to say, Hunter seems like he's ill-tempered, and it doesn't seem like he's a team player. But also that yes, he may have the weapons, he may have the abilities as a ninja, but he will never come close to the Ninja White Falcon Ranger. Nowhere near. But as Red Turbo, uh, who's to say that him fighting Tommy in turbo form, if Tommy's not going to crank out some all moves and take Hunter by surprise?
True.
So I gotta go with Tommy on this one. It's experience
Mm-hmm.
beats power any day.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna say Tommy just because of the fact that you also have the Turbo Sword, which he can, I believe, he can power up the blade itself to create an increased attack. So even if Hunter was able to shift his staff into the shield in time, he would, be able to block it. But in the event that he's not able to, he would, essentially break the staff in two. So yeah, Tommy for sure. TJ versus Brody. I'm gonna go Brody on this one.
The fact that we and I will keep saying this, and we got to make it a statement and a mission to watch Ninja Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have a good feeling Ninja Steel is one of those good seasons that, much like Mystic Force, doesn't get enough love.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, TJ's got that powerhouse ability. He's able to throw around a lot of enemies here and there, but really, I don't really see any much of a fight style other than Brody's shinobi skills. And like I said, if he was facing, say, Tommy, his ninjetti ability,
Mm-hmm.
then there would be need for a morph and a head-to-head conflict.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I have to go with Brody.
Yeah. All right, Andros versus Jack, SPD.
Oh.
Okay, while you talk about it and you think about that, I'm gonna feed my dogs really quick. So while you figure that out, you can talk about it.
Okay. You're gonna leave me hanging. Gotcha. Awesome. Anyway, well, he's feeding his dogs. I'm trying to feed myself. It's not exactly easy holding my phone and getting a plate of food. I don't want to drop my food because I'm gonna be crying, and I don't want that. But I can tell you what I feel about Andros and Jack. I mean, two good Red Rangers. Not gonna lie when I say that. Like we said, Andros got the spiral saber. He's got that little surfboard, hoverboard type. Um, he has a telekinesis and the bit that able to sense motive, and that puts a flaw in Jack's tactical defenses and tactical offense. Jack does have two blasters, and he does have the ability to phase in and out objects. So really, we have a matchup of two Rangers with alternate abilities without having to morph, and that's going to be quite difficult. But the fact that we have two legendary Rangers of high calibers, this is really a difficult one to determine who wins. Like I said, it's really difficult. Like one of our tiers that we did with the Power Ranger seasons, we gave Space like a mid tier, a B or a mid tier, something like that, and a few people didn't like the how we graded it. So it really boils down to fighting style and how they can hold their own without the need to morph. And that's where it boils down to, because like I said, they got two different abilities. Jack can phase through, and Andros has telekinesis and the ability to sense a motive. As much as I like SPD, and I like SPD because of the story and everything else. You got Jack, also a Street Fighter, kind of like a modern day, like a future Robin Hood, to put in words. Man, this is a difficult one. I'm going with Andros because since Jack can phase through objects, Andros can still, sense motive and sense what he's doing. And he's got telekinesis. So I mean, come on now. So my vote would be Andros. Now I can guarantee you, David's going to say Jack. I would bet you money, but I'm broke at the moment. But I bet you anything, he's going to say Jack. But honestly, he heard me. Yeah. Okay, David. What do you, buddy? While we wait, we like I said, we got a lot of things in store. If depending on how the bracket works out, if we get enough views and people like when we go with the brackets, we may do like a Power Ranger versus Sentai bracket. Like pick a Ranger and compare the Sentai with Power Rangers and see who wins. That'd be kind of fun and comical, break the fourth wall a bit. Let's see. We also do as a podcast. We mainly focus with Power Rangers, but we're also fans of Marvel, DC. We do game, wrestling. We're big wrestling fans, so that as well. So we're trying to be available on every streaming platform. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify for podcasters. Yeah, I said Instagram already. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, so I'm back for a couple of minutes because I gave my puppies, my new 3-month-old puppies, I gave them special food. So once I hear them starting to bark, that means they're done. So and they were tearing it up when I left.
All right, I gave them my answer.
Okay.
I went with Andros.
Okay.
Okay. I told him why.
Okay.
Yeah, we have two Rangers here with alternate abilities without morphing. We got Jack that can phase through objects, and we got Andros with telekinesis and to be able to sense a motive. Okay.
Cool.
If Jack is able to phase through objects, Andros is able to pick him up like that, like on his radar, and that's going to put a flaw in Jack's plans. Not to mention, we got Blaster versus Saber, and through some of the episodes, Andros was able to deflect blaster fire with his Spiral Saber.
Doesn't he also have a blaster?
He does, yes. So, in reality, I believe Andros will win because Andros is a little bit more on a tactical base. He's more strategic than Jack is, and like I said, he's quick. He's very hard to get a hold of. He's very slippery, and he does have a little bit more. It does seem like he has a little bit more of a martial arts background than Jack does, so he's more disciplined.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Especially with the abilities. I mean, you'd be able to just lift up Jack, and Jack really can't do much about it. Fighting styles. I feel like Jack with his military training, as well as with the street fighting ability. I mean, I feel like he would take it, but I see where you're coming from with that. But overall, I think Andros would win.
Yep.
So. All right, next up, you have Shane, Red Ninja Storm versus Hyperforce Red.
This is funny. This is basically, you said, Thunder Ranger blue, but Hyperforce red colors facing off as Shane Ninja Storm red. That's hilarious. Well, since I talked the last one while you were feeding the children, how about you go?
All right, so just off the bat, Shane, Shinobi style fighting, being able to zip back and forth, using his speed to kind of jump around. So I feel like that would be. Give me 1 second. Damn dog in the background. Okay. So, Shane, Shinobi style fighting, ninja style fighting, being able to zip back and forth, with his air attacks, being able to, jump around. My pick is just straight up Shane because I feel like he would have, plus his Hawk Blaster would do severe damage to the Hyperforce Red Ranger, so I feel like Shane would take it.
I'm going with Shane myself.
Okay. Shane. Oof.
Gosh.
Now it's getting harder.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
All right, I think we're going to have to think about this one which is a perfect time because my puppies are starting to bark because they're locked in the bathroom and they're done eating. So you think about it. Give yourself a second to think. I'm going to think about it, and then we'll talk about it right now.
All right. Oh, boy. I don't think I like these brackets. Like, seriously. Well, I've not seen much of Ninja Steel. I think maybe like an episode I've seen of Ninja Steel. This is hard. This is difficult. I don't know. You got one Ranger versus a man that was like 3 Rangers, 5 Rangers actually, but this is Turbo, so green, white, Zeo, red. Now Turbo, so 4. It's 4 including this one. Still, experience wins it at the end of the day. David says he still knows Kung Fu. And the fact that you can't beat that corkscrew kick from the movie, you can't really beat that. Yeah, see what the dog said. Dog agrees with me. So this is obvious because, like I said, I haven't seen much of Brody and Ninja Steel. I only seen one episode, but I grew up watching Jason David Frank and him playing the role of Tommy for like literally until Dino Thunder. And then we got Dimensions in Danger, which I believe was Ninja Steel. I may be wrong. But I know when we got that, we got just see the Master Morpher. So this is kind of a one that hits close to home. So my opinion, I'm gonna go with Tommy, Turbo Ranger. The fact that he still knows his ninjetti abilities and his fighting style. And also being Zeo Red number 5, and this is now Turbo. But we hope everyone is having a good day or a good night wherever in the world you may be. He's going to be doing a lot of editing, all that empty space. So I could probably guarantee he's going to pick Tommy Turbo Red because even though Brody has the Shinobi ability without being morphed, like I said, we cannot correctly grade if he's better than Tommy. We haven't really seen much of him, much of Brody. But I'm pretty sure he's going to go with Tommy. And part of me, I'm eating as well. I kind of eat late dinners, so makes me sleep a lot better. There he is. Welcome back.
Thank you. My damn dog, bro, was food aggressive, even when no one's around him. Barking at nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the cats will walk by, like, walk towards me, and he'll run from where the food is at, which is by the kitchen, run straight to my desk to guard off anybody. Like, this dude's running a whole 5 seconds to where I'm at just to tell people not to mess with this food. Like, come on now, dog. Just eat the food.
Right.
You doing too much.
Okay, well, I gave the people while we were waiting for your while we waiting for the zookeeper.
Basically.
I went with Tommy Turbo.
Okay.
Now I say that because we can't give a fair evaluation of all the abilities of Brody. Yes, we know he's a shinobi and he can probably take on most rangers without being morphed because of his skills.
Right.
But we also have to acknowledge the fact that Tommy's experience, even though he was ZO5,
Right.
and after that he was the White Ranger, the White Falcon Ranger, and then the White Tiger Ranger, and then the Green Ranger. So he may not be a ranger, but he still has all those fighting styles of those past previous rangers. So he can beat Brody, if not even morphed. I mean, we've seen many times where Tommy took on waves of bad guys without even being morphed.
True.
And,
That is very true.
Was Ninja Steel when we got Dimensions in Danger? Or was that
Dimensions in Danger? I think that was Ninja Steel and Beach Morphers. No.
where we got
The one
we got
where
Master Morpher.
where we got the Master Morpher, that was Ninja Steel.
Yeah. So we got the Master Morpher, and this is kind of this is actually before Master Morpher, but this is like a not really a callback, but this is kind of like a moment to where we got the Master Morpher when he was with the Ninja Steel team. So, my opinion, like I said, experience will win it. Unless he's fading also St. John, then there's a different story.
Yeah, that'll be a tough fight.
You guys say you're right. I'm gonna go with Red Toba Ranger Tommy.
Okay. All right. Fighting style. Tommy. Powers. Tommy. Morphing ability. Powers. Tommy. Yeah. Tommy wins. Hands down on that one. All right. Now for the most difficult one. Andros and Shane.
This is getting difficult each time. Okay.
I'll just wait.
Like I said, yeah. I know what's coming next. We got, like I said, we got two Rangers here with alternate abilities without morphing. So, like I said, we got telekinesis, and they may be able to sense motive, and we got Shane who could able to use his ninja abilities without being morphed. This makes it very difficult. So I could see if this was ever a superpower beatdown, like in a kind of way, a superpower beatdown,
it would come close.
It would come close. No joke. I mean, I could see them two fighting like 10, 15 minutes unmorphed, and then finally resorting to being morphed. But at the end of the day, Shane has more martial arts experience, his character, since he's trained to be a ninja.
True.
Than Andros. So my bet is Shane.
Plus, not to mention, anything that Andros tries to throw at Shane for telekinesis-wise, Shane can just use his air ability and push it back, as well as trying to anticipate, Andros trying to anticipate Shane's next move. I mean, Shane, again, all he has to do is use some of his air abilities, and you can't really predict the air.
Nope.
You know, yes, Andros has the Spiral Saber, but Shane also has the Hawk Blaster, plus his Ninja Sword, which he has the Golden ability for, plus his Blaster. So, it'll be close, but I think Shane would end up prevailing. For sure.
Agree.
All right. Now, we can either debate on these or wait on it and do everything else. What you think? Because I'm gonna need time to think on this one.
Yeah, same here.
Right. Here's what we'll do. We'll click out of it. So this is all right. So this is our semifinal. Right? Semifinalist.
Yep.
And then this will be our finalist. Right? So we have as semifinalists, we have Tommy, Turbo, Red Ranger, and then we have Shane, Ninja Storm, Red Ranger, and then we have all of these two. Right? Excuse me. All right. So first up on the second row of the tier list, we have the Arbiter from Unworthy going up against First Ranger.
The First Ranger.
Yep. Going up against Jaden, who's the Samurai.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way you're beating the Arbiter. No freaking chance. I mean, dude took out a multiverse of Rangers for crying out loud. There's no feasible way you can beat the Arbiter. I'm sorry. The Rangers at Earth 218 struggled with Arbiter. I'm sorry. I was never a Samurai fan. That's not Samurai. Yeah, Samurai. Never mind. So I'm gonna go with Arbiter.
Yeah, I agree. Just for the fact of being the Arbiter, being the First Ranger, him having the ability to cross the multi-dimension when he's morphed. Yeah, we'll say that when he's morphed, it does add, an additional benefit to him. Because if he wants to run from the fight and recoup, he has the ability to do so. However, Jaden does not. Okay, does Jaden have some samurai abilities? Yes. But still, going up against the First Ranger, the Arbiter, he's going to have a very bad fight.
Yep.
For me, my pick, Arbiter, First Ranger, Unworthy, moving up to the next seed. Zato and Psycho Red.
All right.
Be serious.
Do I have to?
Not really.
Okay. Awesome. I'm trying to be serious without choking on my food because I would so hate to die on live stream. Let's see. We got Zato, who was supposedly 65 million years old and supposedly the first ever Raid Ranger.
Yep.
I call BS. But I didn't really like. It's no secret, the guys know I hate Dino Fury. I hate it with a passion. I think we all just don't really care much for it. And you got Psycho Red. Psycho Red, ooh, evil mother effer, so bad. He's got clean ass sword, almost rivals the Spiral Saber. Not to mention the power that they have, the evil power that they possess, and the fact that they can transform into a different monster.
True.
And you got Zato, who spent 65 million years in what you call like a stasis, like a stasis kind of sleep.
Yeah.
And he's been sleeping for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Wakes up in a world that's not his own, quick to trust, but he still has that overpowering strength that he has. As much as I hate Dino Fury, I gotta say Zato.
Really? Okay. I was gonna say Psycho Red. Here's my reason why. Psycho Red has 3 forms. He has his evil form, his regular form, which is Psycho Red, and then he has his so-called human form, which he can disguise himself no matter which way he wants. Zato can't. He has his form, so he either has it with the antennas or without the antennas, and then he has his ranger form, right?
Yeah.
Psycho Red can disguise his voice. The moment he puts his hand on Zato's head, he can download his memories to play a mind game with Zato. So all of his memories from his mom, his dad, his best friend, his sister, whatever, right? Whatever precious memories he has, he can download that information and use it against him in a fight. So if he were to like skip out or whatever, not to mention they can phase in through objects.
I did not think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
You make a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I reject my objection to statement.
So for me, it would be Psycho Red.
Okay, you got me on that one.
So,
I agree.
Next up, Leo Lost Galaxy versus Tommy Zeo Ranger 5.
Wouldn't this be a madhouse if the final was Turbo Red Tommy and Zeo 5 Tommy?
That would be funny.
Okay. So there's no power stronger than the Zeo. It's been declared, it's been confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
But give Leo is it Leo?
Yeah.
Give Leo some credit. I mean, like we said, he didn't want the role of Red Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
It was brothers. It was thrust upon him, much like how Shane was. So he did fit the role a bit, and he does have the Quasar Saber, most recognizable and also quite a favorable blade of many Ranger fans. Got Lights of Orion. That's a good power up for there as well.
True.
But with all those power ups that he may possess, you cannot triumph over the Zeo powers because they do grow stronger over time.
Yeah.
You have the Zeo blade, the power sword from Zeo. Let's see, what else am I missing? Without going into the mix, there was an interesting mix in that one.
Yeah. I think honestly that's it.
Yeah.
Fighting style, Leo taught himself how to fight.
Yeah.
And trained himself, because you see a lot of it in Lost Galaxy where he's training himself in the woods to like that swordman style fighting. It's very generic, but he's training himself, right? So he at least has the self-discipline to be able to train himself in that art of swordman style combat. Whereas Tommy, on the other hand, as we've seen time and time again, especially up to this point in Zeo, right? So the next 4 years, right? He's able to continue his martial arts training, continue with the staffs, continue with sword, right? Because as he first started in his Power Ranger legacy career, he had the Sword of Darkness, he had the Dragon Dagger, he had Saba, who was his, sort of, his partner, his sword, right? And then when he jumped over to Zeo, he had the Zeo Power Sword. And
Yeah.
so he's very proficient in the swordsman style fighting. One credit to Leo, he will be able to use his Lights of Orion power up. However, Lights of Orion can only work with the total of the 5 Rangers. It's not a single one-off. It has to be used with all 5 Rangers.
I thought I remember them using Lights of Orion just singular.
No, they have to be with each other.
Damn it. Okay. Because I actually like that power up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. Now.
Okay. And I've stated experience does win it, even though he did train himself. Tommy has been in this role for a while, so he knows what's to be expected. And not only that, but if this fight went to be unmorphed before they morphed, Leo will be picking himself off the ground, all scratched up and beat up, and Tommy will still have that unlimited energy that he has. So, like I said, I'm still going to go with Zeo Red.
Okay, I respect that. All right, next up, you have Troy from Megaforce versus Connor, Red Dino Thunder.
Okay, so we got equally annoying and crappy actor versus a jock that turned to a friend, more or less. And it's no secret, ladies and gentlemen, Megaforce was not a good season at all. I want to say Connor, because I mean, you also, like you said, you have that super mode that they had in Dino Thunder.
True.
And he can, I mean, use that just really easily. That's what I know right now. So I'm my opinion and my choice is Connor.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think Troy has a fighting background. Whereas Connor, he has trained time and time again with none other than Tommy Oliver.
Yep.
Okay, so he has learned a certain fighting style. I will say this, that the moment that Connor activates the Super Dino mode, it's over with.
Oh yeah.
It's over with. Just because that enhances his melee damage, as well as his regeneration, as well as his damage intake.
Yep.
So, Connor wins.
Yep.
Next up, Scott versus Nick. RPM Red Ranger versus Mystic Force.
Okay. Me and David have stated many times, and we're going to state that Mystic Force is underappreciated and underrated, and it really is. It's a good season. Not only that, but to me, the RPM Red Ranger lacks a little bit of motive, lacks compassion. He cared more about his car than he did anything else. To me, RPM wasn't a good season for me. I watched only a few episodes, and that was it. But Mystic Force, however, you actually have a Red Ranger with character.
Yep.
And lots of it. Other than the fact that he could summon Fireheart to be the Red Dragon Fire Ranger, which, like I said, we're not counting battleizers. It's considered a battleizer. He can use magic. For one, he's the son of the greatest witch and greatest wizard ever. Let's see. He also has the ability to it's on my tongue. Crap.
He also has the legend.
Yeah.
Legendary Mystic mode.
Yeah, legendary mystic mode, exactly. So I'll be a fool if I chose RPM. So my choice is Nick Mystic Force Red.
Yep. Just off the top, I mean, as fighting style unmorphed, just pure fighting style. If we were just counting that, Scott would win, just because he does have that military background. Versus Nick, it's more of a street fighting background. Okay, but we're not. So Nick has his street fighting background, as well as unmorphed. He can use magic. Morphed, his magic increases. His magic power increases. He has his regular mode along with his Mystic Saber. Okay. On top of that, he also has his legendary Mystic mode, right? Which his power then doubles, right? And the staff that he uses also shoots out flames when he needs it to.
Yep.
So, to me, Nick wins all day, every day. Next up.
Here's the next one. Oh boy.
Austin St. John, Jason, Lee Scott, Mighty Morphin, Season 1, sorry, with Tyler, Dino Charge, Red Ranger.
This is a good one, not gonna lie. And just because I want to see a rematch of Jason versus Tommy more than anything, damn it. I didn't really care much for Dino Charge. It's one of those seasons where I just didn't give it the time of day. But we cannot knock the fact that Jason, OG Red, has a military, not the military, you got me talking about RPM, damn it, has a martial arts background and also defeated the evil Green Ranger. He's got the Power Sword, probably the most iconic power sword in the history of Power Rangers. Has got the Dino Blaster and the blade, kind of like formed into a blaster and a blade. So if he should use his Power Sword and his blaster, that is also a good combination. And the fact that he used the Dragon Shield.
That part.
Instant boost. So my pick, I'm not even going to give Dino Charge the light of day. I'm going to say Austin St. John. I'm going to give Jason Mighty Morphin Red.
I agree. Hands down. Just because Tyler, his fighting style is more street fighting, right? Doesn't really have a martial arts background, whereas Jason does. He does have a martial arts background. He is I believe when they did the martial arts episode, he was a 2-time second-degree black belt.
Yep.
I could be wrong. I believe he was a second-degree black belt. He does have the Dragon Shield, right? Which is not a battleizer. As much as we would want it to be, it's not a battleizer. It is a power-up, okay? Just as Dino Thunder Super Dino mode is a power-up, okay? It's not a battleizer, all right? He has that ability to use that. He has his Power Sword. Okay, he has the Power Blaster. He has everything he needs to be able to defeat his enemies quickly and efficiently. Plus, not to mention, in the regular timeline, he is the oldest Power Ranger. He is the OG. He has all that years of experience. He's hands down gonna easily take care of Tyler.
Yep.
Okay, next up, we have Casey and Liambo. Jungle Fury Red Ranger versus the Red Wolf Ranger.
Okay, I love Mystic Force and Jungle Fury, one of my favorite seasons. Okay, Jungle Fury, we got Casey, who goes to the school of the claw, trying to get his stripes to be a kung fu master. kind of like a journey, so to speak. Starts
Yep.
off as a talent boy, works his way up to a jungle master. Inspirational story.
Yep.
Well, you also have first ever time ever we see a Red Ranger using something besides a blaster or a sword, but he's using nunchucks. That was interesting. I'm not going to lie. And the fact that he had his jungle master mode, was it?
Yep.
The fact that he has those jets and he's able to jet around with ease, and he's got that massive claw in his right hand, and just use that willingly. On the other hand, we have Liambo, who also has a shield and a sword. He's able to fire projectiles from that shield. He's also able to teleport into the ground and out of this random spaces. But, oh my God, this is gonna be a difficult one, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You forgot Casey's shark fin swords. Dual shark fin swords.
Oh, the dual floppy shark fin swords. Yeah, I forgot about those.
And then Liambo has his ancient mystic mode, which he just transforms his ability, his outer appearance, but he still stays with the shield and sword.
But his power is heightened when he's in his ancient mystic mode.
Yeah. So Liambo does have magic. Casey has martial arts because he trained in it.
Now, to me, they seem like they're kind of tied, Ranger power wise. But if they should meet in the forest, or they should meet in a tournament, or like this, and they're in their human forms, Casey would have the advantage. All he's got to do is knock that wand out of Liambo's hand, and it's game over.
Well, keep in mind, Liambo doesn't keep a wand on him. He keeps his sword and his shield.
True. That is very true. But nonetheless, I mean, if this tournament takes place after Casey got his master stripes, I don't think Liambo could keep up.
Okay.
And plus, you also got to think Casey has his animal spirit that he can summon as well.
True.
But it doesn't take much for Liambo to morph into the Red Ranger, Mr. Ranger. And the fact that his armor is so dense, it's so heavy that it's almost impossible to penetrate that shield.
Yeah, plus not to mention if, Liambo wasn't used to it by now, that it would be hard to move around with all that armor.
Yeah.
So damn, this is a good one.
I knew I was gonna have problems with this one.
Man, shit. Fuck. Give me a couple minutes, cause my dogs again. I have to pick up after them real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me a second.
You're good. apologize for the delays. You know, when you have furry children, you gotta take care of them. You know. Um, I know Dave's gonna have fun editing this video. A lot of empty spaces.
Damn animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back.
All right. So as I was thinking about it, I feel like Casey would end up coming out on top.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
All right. All right. Troy, Super Mega Force versus Wes, Time Force.
Okay. I think the only thing that Troy has going for him in Super Mega Force is the fact that he can morph into different ranges and use their weapons and their abilities.
Mm-hmm. But this one's base, so he's not going to be able to do that. So this is base Super Mega Force.
Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. What do you think?
I mean, the fact that Wes is able to slow down time enough to be able to hit him with the special strike that he has,
yeah,
I feel like that would ultimately give Wes the upper hand. Because yes, Mega Force, he does have that blaster. He also has the saber that he can use at the same time. Wes does have a blaster, as well as he does have his dual sabers. His time sabers, or chrono sabers, sorry. That he's able to power up and be able to use. But I still feel like the point would be in Wes's corner.
Okay, you make a few good points. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Plus, not to mention, Wes, technically, for the first 5 to 6 episodes of Time Force, isn't really the leader of the Time Force Rangers. Technically, it's Jen, who does have martial arts as well as military training. So he would have trained under Jen in that fighting style combat. So that would also ultimately put him at the top.
Gotcha.
But what do you think?
I mean, you made a lot of good points. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on Wes.
Okay. All right. Now we have First Ranger Arbiter versus Psycho Red.
I mean, this is the duel of who's the biggest baddie, really, than who's the best Red Ranger. Psycho can be like you said. Psycho can basically touch your head and scan your memories. But the thing is, I don't think if he uses that ability, if he's going to get remotely even close to the First Ranger, but by no meaning, because that's quick as hell, fast, even agile for him, for him, and just the ability for him to go into different multiverses and zone in and zone out.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus the fighting styles are two separate.
Yeah. Way separate. I mean, it seems like Red Psycho's fight style was meant to copy that of Andros.
True.
Because if you look at the Psycho Rangers found the Space Rangers, their fighting sequence, their fighting styles are exactly similar.
True.
The First Ranger, the Arbiter, he's learned everything. Eliminated through the multiverse, all the Rangers, and the fact that he more or less hunts down the rest of the team, and he's got that tenacity. He's got that perception about him. So to me, First Ranger, the Arbiters get this one.
Okay, yeah, I agree. All right, next up, Tommy versus Zeo Ranger 5 versus Connor. Down No Thunder. This one's kind of easier. I mean, we both know Tommy's gonna take it. But for shits and giggles, we'll give our reasons why, which is hands down, just off the bat, Tommy's fighting style, his martial arts, you know, being another second degree black belt or third degree black belt, that gives him the upper hand right away. Just off the bat, he can kick Connor, you know, kick his butt in a fighting without being morphed to even not even get to that part.
And I don't want y'all thinking that we're giving Tommy the wins because of nostalgia and because we grew up in this time period. It has nothing to do with that. We're looking at you know, their fighting styles. We're looking at what weapons they like to use, their power, everything. And the fact that some of these episodes that Tommy was in, that Jason Frigg was in, he did well unmorphed, and he held his own a number of times against whether it's Putties or Tengu Warriors or the Piranha dudes from Turbo. He held his own pretty well. And I'm saying, you know, and the funny thing, this is teacher versus student. At the end of the day, teacher always wins.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tommy just wins. You know, wins on that one. Now, if Connor, you know, if this was like old man Connor, like he was in the comics, then it'd be a different story. They would be pretty much tied. But even if we did have them at tie and they went to the mechs, right, to fight it out, Tommy, as Zeo Ranger 5, he has the Red Falcon Zord.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Connor, he has the Tyrannosaurus, you know, which has the drill bit as a tail. But all Tommy has to do really is fly under as he's, you know, falling and basically takes out the Tyrannosaurus. As messed up as it is.
Yeah.
So, that being said, Tommy wins. Now, next up is going to be hard as hell. Because now you have Nick, Mystic Force, versus Jason, Mighty Morphin, Red, Season 1.
Okay.
You want to take it piece by piece?
You go first, and I'll follow your lead.
Okay. Piece by piece. Fighting style. Jason, second degree black belt. Nick, street fighting. Jason wins.
You said Nick?
No, Jason.
Oh, Jason.
Okay. Second level up.
You also got to take in consideration.
Well, I was just saying fighting style, right? So I'm gonna dissect it a little bit. So fighting style, Jason wins. Powers, Nick wins because he has the ability to use magic, whereas Jason does not. Okay, it's old fashioned, straight up bare knuckle brawl. Nick wins. Morphing ability with powers. Here's where it gets interesting. Nick has magic. Nick also has the legendary mystic mode. Okay. Jason has the dragon shield, which can deflect a lot of damage. Never says how much damage he can deflect, but he's able to deflect a lot of damage. Okay. We'll say a good 90% of damage. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, let me know in the comments. You know, I'll accept defeat at that point. Jason has experience. Nick relies too heavy on magic. You take away his wand ability, now it turns into a good old-fashioned fist fight.
You almost said bar fight.
I did. Jason has the power sword. Nick also has a sword. Jason is experienced as swordmanship. Nick was taught by Liambo and by Daggeron.
Yep.
This is true.
Even if we were to go to mechs, Jason has the Tyrannosaurus. The T-Rex. Nick has his own Titan mode, which is his sole embodiment. He's able to control and everything, not have to worry about joystick.
Not to mention, if let's put some mechs and we can't decide, Jason would win because, like I said, Dragon Shield, he's still able to use the Dragon Dagger and call the Dragon Zord.
That's a good point, and that's automatic. He doesn't have to control the Dragon Zord. Dragon Zord, he just gives him a command off the Dragon Dagger, attacks until he tells him to stop.
Yeah.
So, okay. This is hard. I'm gonna go Jason. I'm gonna go OG experience over powers. The moment you knock those powers away, or you take away his ability to use magic, that's it. It's over with.
Not to mention, Jason was very resourceful.
That is true.
And the fact that anytime, he very subtly would run from a fight, and they would always figure out how to defeat that person, and it would be like, and also the fact that quick communication. If he has to ask Zordon or Alpha for a quick analyzation on the field, they can run it just like that and send him reports. So yeah, I would have to say OG Red.
Plus, not to mention, Jason is still the only ranger to destroy. No, yes, but only ranger to completely destroy a weapon made of pure evil. I'm talking about the Sword of Darkness that the Green Ranger relied heavily on. If he was able to destroy that, then the moment that Nick goes into his legendary mystic mode, if Jason was able to power up his power sword the way he did in his battle with Tommy, bye legendary mystic mode.
Yep.
So Jason wins. Next up, Casey. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? That was weird.
That was very. This is gonna be a long video.
It really is. Okay. All right. Next up, Casey with Jungle Fury Red Ranger versus Wes Collins Time Force Red Ranger. To me, Casey.
I mean, there's a lot going for Casey right now because he's got one fighting style. He's a master of kung fu.
Yep.
His power. He's got so many. Like he's got nunchucks. He's got the jungle master mode.
Yep.
He's got the claw. He's got the shark abilities. He's just got so much power, but yet all that power is backed up with sheer martial arts intensity. So yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go with Casey.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be hard. All right, you have First Ranger Arbiter versus Tommy Zeo Ranger 5.
Oosh. Okay. Arbiter is a formidable foe, and like we said, if y'all don't know what we were talking about the Arbiter, and this does not look familiar to you, go follow Unworthy Productions and watch the First Ranger. You all will know what we know. Y'all will understand what we're talking about.
Exactly.
So we got an evil ranger entity that travels in multiverse, destroying and taking the lives of legendary rangers. To me, he feels like the Jason Voorhees of the Power Ranger universe. That's what he feels like. But then you're going up against the legendary and greatest of all time, Tommy, who doesn't back down from a fight. Period.
True.
He went head to head with Lord Zed. I mean that shows you intensity and the power he has behind him.
Yeah.
This is difficult. This is really difficult. This is hard.
Technically, it's not because and again, spoiler alerts ahead with what I'm about to say. So if you have not watched it, I suggest you skip ahead. But when this, you know, is finalized, when this video is finalized and everything, skip ahead. But in Unworthy, the first Ranger has traveled the multiverse and has killed, or has unalived, I will say that, has unalived Tommy several times. Whether it was the Green Ranger or whether it was Zeo Ranger. He has unalived Tommy on several different bases.
Oh, you're true. Yeah, you're definitely true on that one. But we are facing, this is basically canon versus not canon. So you have something that happened in an entire different timeline, different universe.
Yeah.
And the fact that he had the Arbiter had more going for him in Unworthy than he did in the actual timeline, this timeline. Say for for example, the fact that during Unworthy, that he's chasing around what's left of the Rangers. Those Rangers really put up a fourth effort to try to defeat him, and half the time they had to keep retreating. Since when have you known Tommy to actually retreat?
True.
Unless it was a tactical retreat. And since this is Zeo Ranger number 5,
yeah, he's
and
not
Zeo
retreating.
Yeah, he ain't he ain't retreating. And the fact that his power is doubled as a Zeo Ranger. You got the Zeo Saber, you got I think he had a blaster too, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got a lot. Not only that, but he's got that martial arts background, and the Arbiter is literally a walking tank. Not joking when I say this, people.
No. I feel like the Arbiter would take it though. It's hard. It's hard to. And that's the thing. We're not trying to play favorites, you guys. This is very hard on us because we're trying to analyze everybody's fighting style as we're doing this, and it's hard as hell. So for us, with just the fighting style, man, Arbiter's a powerhouse. I mean, yeah, Tommy has his martial arts and everything, but I mean, one good punch is all it takes from a powerhouse. He can easily break a couple of Tommy's ribs, and Tommy could be down for the count, or stick his knife or his sword that he has, when Tommy's least suspecting it, and out for the count. I mean, the Arbiter is very tough to take down. It took an entire team to take down the Arbiter.
Indeed, it did. It was a good scene too.
Yeah.
But since he's already defeated Tommy in alternate timelines multiple times,
yeah,
I hate to do it. I will go with Arbiter.
Yeah. All right, next up, Casey versus Jason.
Bro, we thought this last one was difficult. This is going to be more challenging.
Oh yeah, wait until as soon as we're done with this and we go back to the other side, we still have to think about Tommy as a Turbo Ranger versus Shane Ninja Storm. And then whoever wins out of this has to face the Arbiter.
This is like King of the Ring, almost, but more like King of the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Okay, see, we said Red Power Rangers got the Power Sword and also the Dragon Dagger, Dragon Shield combo. He has the ability to command both Zords equally and at the same time. Jason is a second-degree black belt, but Casey is a kung fu master. Has the ability to summon an animal spirit, morphed or unmorphed. Master of the Shark was taught about Master Finn, Master of the Shark.
I would hate to do this, and I'm a big fan of Mighty Morphin, but I don't want the people thinking we're just handing it to Mighty Morphin left and right. But at the end of the day, it's statistics. It is. But wait, we can go by win-loss record. Casey's got a lot of losses.
Yeah, he does. I mean,
He just
he's
got a
lost
lot of losses.
to Jared a lot of times. He's lost to Theo. You know, he's lost to what's his name?
Camille. He lost to Camille a few times.
Yep. So he does have some losses on his belt because when Casey gets mad, he lets his tiger instincts take over and he just starts fighting without instinct, without being smart. And I feel like as a veteran, Jason would exploit that and he would eventually win the fight.
Not to mention, Jason showed a very calm, cool head whenever they were either outnumbered or whenever they had a villain that was stronger in power. He still remained calm. And anytime they did retreat, they always found a way. He always found a way past the solution. And I think Jason's loss record, not very much. I mean, he has more wins than losses. And like I said, he defeated the Green Ranger, the only person to defeat Tommy's a Ranger of Tommy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, his only losses really include Goldar, Scorpina, and Zed, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
true.
Tommy when he first came on the scene as a Green Ranger, but other than that, that's his loss record.
And he's not quick to anger. I mean,
Nope.
He doesn't have anger issues. I'm gonna go with Jason, Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I said, it's experience versus every power on this one.
Yeah. All right, let's shoot over to this side. We got Tommy, Turbo, Red Ranger versus Shane, Ninja Storm.
Okay. We got a multi-black belt martial artist versus a bona fide ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, this is an unmorphed fight. This will be wicked as hell.
Yeah.
And by the way, rest in peace to both the actors that played those roles.
Yep.
Without a shadow of doubt, this would be a banger, a damn good semifinal. But we need one winner, and that's all we need. So let's see. We have, like I said, we have Shane, who has the art of the air ninja, who can use the power of air. And like we said before, you can't catch air, you can't track air. He uses ninja abilities, but it's not going to take long before Tommy catches on, because out of all these Rangers, Tommy is probably the quickest learner of them all. Can pinpoint enemy weaknesses like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the turbo saber, like we said before. He's got the experience of the previous roles that he's had beforehand, and the knowledge behind them. Damn,
it's hard.
I feel like I should say Shane, but like we said with Jason, experience wins the match over power, because you can have all the power in the world and still not fully understand how to use it. But if you have the experience as well as the power, you can use it a lot easier and a lot better.
But here's the difference, though, right? With Shane, he has the power to disappear through air, through distraction, art of distraction, or whatever, right? He has that ability. Tommy does not, because he has the ninjutsu, right, to where he was able to do like a double-sided, but to disappear through air to do the double jump, he's not able to do that.
I still think that he still if this as this fight progressed, I mean because like I said, Tommy is a quick learner.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be nothing for him to pinpoint Shane's defenses and maneuvers and exploit them. I mean, yeah, you can't see air, you can't catch air, but if Shane likes to spam these same attacks over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of a rookie move. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to show your rookiness, your newbiness to a veteran or a legendary ranger like Tommy. Because
Right.
Tommy's going to exploit that like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he's a quick learner. Not only that, but he also has ninjetti powers that he still knows, he still uses. So even though this is Red Turbo Ranger, he still has all those abilities of those Ranger roles that he's had underneath him. So he still has their particular fighting styles. So in reality, he has more fighting styles than Shane.
True. You got a good point. All right, I'll give you that. Tommy wins on that one. Next up, you have Mighty Morphin Jason versus the first Ranger, the Arbiter. While you think of that, I'm gonna use the latrine real quick.
The latrine. Oh my god, this has been great. This has been awesome, guys. Um, Something new besides the tier lists. So we may end up starting doing these certain days. Like if we argue who's the best Gold Ranger, this is how we're going to determine it. Um, we may even do like a live stream it. I mean, we are well, kind of are, but to where you guys can chat and tell us who you think and reason why you think they're the best Ranger. Um, and again, I mean, this is how we feel, how we the facts that we spit and everything else. And if you guys want to do so, you can do this with your friends, you can do this with your family to figure out who you think would win in one-on-one bouts. Set your own rules, your own regulations, and just go for it. This is kind of cool. This is something other than tier lists that we've been doing lately. And that tier lists do kind of get boring and tiring after a while. Yeah, give us a follow, give us a like, comment works, let us know what you think of the material. If the episodes are too long, then tell us and we'll shorten them because they have been pretty long lately. Um, I've myself been enjoying this lately. I usually would watch YouTubers create and always wanted to do so, but I didn't know how I would go about doing it until I met David and I met J3D. Which, by the way, J3D is taking care of some business of his. He'll be on in a week or so after he's, finished doing his time and whatnot. Um, but we can't wait till he's back because we miss his opinions and his facts as well. So, um, give us a follow on Instagram. Give us a follow on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, everything.
Oh. Oh man.
Better?
Okay. That hurt. Whew.
I was just telling the lovely people that we actually do enjoy doing these bracket fights because it takes time away from the tier list because we do get kind of tired of tier lists.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually a lot more funner. So when J3D Jerry returns from doing what he's doing, and we wish the best for him. So he'll be back within a week. Um, so when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be excited for this type of scenario. But if you guys like this, comment, tell us if you agree, if you don't agree. If you don't agree, let us know. Create your own, tag us, and let us see what your bracket fight look like.
Yeah, so all right. Jason, Mighty Morphin, Red Ranger versus the first Ranger, the Arbiter.
That's funny. The first Ranger versus the first Ranger.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I'm going to tag Unworthy in this one because I mean, I would imagine they would like the fact that the Arbiter got this far and to face the OG Red Ranger in this type of battle scenario.
Oh yeah,
And the fact that the first Ranger was actually Rocky in Earth 218, and
that is true.
Rocky versus Jason. We've always said that Rocky lived in the shadow of Jason and did not excel as a true Red Ranger until this alternate timeline of Rocky took place. So, yes, Arbiter is a powerhouse tank of a Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
but Jason has proven time and time again, and does not matter how big you are, you fall the hardest.
True.
And Jason has defeated a lot of baddies. I mean, like except for Goldar, Zed, and Scorpina, but nonetheless, I keep bringing this up. He did defeat the legendary Green Ranger.
That he
His
did.
own game, at his own game, really. So I don't see Jason losing this one, because Jason is so upbeat. He always finds a way. He does have the power of both the red power sword and the dragon dagger, including the dragon shield, and that's like a multiplier boost. That's like if Goku goes Kaioken times 4 mixed with Super Saiyan. That's how deep this is. That's how strong he is with that dragon shield.
Yeah.
My pick is Austin St. John's Jason OG Red.
Yeah. Most of me is agreeing.
All of me, most of me, eh?
Yeah. Puppies.
You sound like Jared the King lawyer.
Puppies. No. Damn. Yeah. Jason would have to take the cake on that one. Just because, I mean, it's that's just because even though the person's a tank does not necessarily mean that they won't ever get tired.
True.
And if he's bombarding the Arbiter with a series of attacks and a series of blasters and stuff like that, the Arbiter is going to take damage. May not seem like a lot, but that damage is going to wear him down over time. Plus, especially if Jason puts on the Dragon Shield halfway through the fight, keep in mind the Dragon Shield also has regenerative abilities. As we seen when they were on that one planet and Tommy gave gave Zack the Dragon Shield because of how damaged he was, and it started healing him up a lot faster. So
yeah,
I feel like Jason would end up beating, the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Which now brings us to the final fight. Tommy,
the rematch.
The rematch. Tommy Turbo Ranger versus Jason Mighty Morphin.
Ooh. Now, okay. Jason fought and beat Tommy, and he was the legend of the evil Green Ranger.
Yep.
And it shows how methodical and strong Jason can be when it comes to one-on-one battles. Beat Tommy with the legendary Sword of Darkness and the legendary Dragon Dagger, both at the same time. So facing him against a souped up, powerful Tommy. Tommy now has the roles of Zeo5, White Ranger, and Green Ranger all under his belt, including the energetic powers he held. So, is Tommy stronger martial arts wise than Jason? Yes. Does he have more experience than Jason? He does. He was in more Ranger episodes, more seasons than Jason was.
But keep in mind, though, with all the different powers that he's had, his life force slowly started to decay a little bit. especially with Zeo 5's powers. Because the stronger he got,
that's true.
the more that his his life force was weakened. So he's already up to his what, 4th season, 5th season as a Ranger, Tommy.
Yeah.
And he's already had these full transition of powers. You know, his morphine stability, his Ranger powers stability is not at 100% like Jason is. Jason is still at 100% morphine ability versus Tommy. Let's say he's at 95. Could he keep up the fight for a good while? Yes, he can. But when that morphine ability starts to take a toll on him, I feel like Jason would capitalize on that.
Well, I mean, Zordon said it himself that the turbo powers were created to supersede the Zeo powers.
Yeah.
So, by that being said, when Tommy was in Turbo Red, it kind of souped him up, supercharged him. It kind of gave him that extra life force that he needed to combat, evil.
Mm-hmm.
So really, this is sword versus sword. This is not really blaster versus blaster, but it's sword versus sword, and it's actually the turbo saber versus the power sword, which both individuals are killer at sword play.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one. Like, I had a feeling that this was going to be our final bout. It was either going to be this or Shane or the Arbiter. That's where I was going with Shane or the Arbiter or these two.
Mm-hmm.
But I am literally, you know what? Since Jason holds a victory over Tommy, Jason knows Tommy better than anybody.
True. But in Zeo, King for a Day, Tommy equals it out. Because was Jason holding back when he was trying to fight Tommy? Yes. Because he wasn't trying to destroy his friend. So Tommy ended up taking that win, but Jason was still holding back.
Yep. You are correct. Correcto mundo. But we're not talking about Zeo.
Yeah.
This is turbo. So even if this is a bracket fight, and we take the Rangers and we strip them of any moral that they know one another, and they just in this ring and they're fighting like this is their first time, I still think Jason would beat Tommy a second time. But at the end of the day, it's about experience, and both these guys are well experienced or veterans in the game. Tommy does have the experience under his belt because he was 3 Rangers before Turbo, so that he's still able to use the fighting styles of Zeo, White Ranger, and the Green Ranger.
And Ninjetti.
I think that would ultimately throw Jason off his game. Since Jason's only used to fighting Green Ranger Tommy, he's not so used to fighting Turbo Red, Zeo Red, or White Ranger. Or
True, but
White.
Jason also has his own martial arts style that he fights with. Just keep in mind, you take away, the Zeo powers, you take away the Ninjetti powers, you take away the White Ranger powers. Hell, you take away both of their powers. At the end of the day, both Tommy and Jason are 2nd degree black belts. They're both trained in martial arts. Now, Tommy is a little different because his style of fighting, I think it's more it's martial arts, but there's a specific word for it. I think it's more Muay Thai type of fighting.
Yeah.
Versus Jason, his is more like karate, like it's not Wing Chun, but it's you know what I'm talking about. It's that style of fighting.
Yeah.
So very, very detailed, very meticulous, very strategic. Now you add all the powers and stuff. Yes, Tommy will have the upper hand for a little bit, but I feel like Jason would still come out on top. It would be a good tie for a while. Even when they go to the mechs, Tommy only has the Red Racer versus Jason has the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And not to mention the Dragon Zord, which the Dragon Zord he can use to shoot missiles at through the Dragon Sword's fingers to shoot at the Red Racer.
You know, we're gonna catch a lot of hate for this, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's gonna suck. That's for sure.
You know, I hate to admit when I'm wrong. A lot of people do, but you make a very good point. I'm out. Go with Red Ranger, the Mighty Morphin Red.
And there you have it, folks. After 2 hours of us deliberating, and well, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, but the first half hour we were, reacting to Grimm's new song. But this is our tier list. We're gonna go ahead and save this, download this.
Dang, that's a lot.
Oh yeah. Cool. So this is our tier list, you guys. We have Austin St. John, Mighty Morphin, Red Ranger coming out on top. The OG, first of the first. Him coming out on top. Huge shout out to Austin St. John for it. Huge shout out to Unworthy for the first Ranger, the Arbiter, making it this far ahead. And shout out to everybody else that, did pretty decent and pretty well. This was a very hard list for us to do, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, our champion, Jason, Mighty Morphin, OG, Red Ranger.
You know what? I think what we should start doing if we do these bracket fights is have the champion defend his crown, but have him defend his crown against a different color ranger. Like say if we do a bracket where it's like blue rangers, and let's say who's a good blue ranger? Let's just say Thunder Blue Ranger, Ninja Ranger was in the final. Okay. Have him take on the OG Red Ranger, and let's determine who would win that one.
Like a champion of champions.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after so many videos that we do, if we have all the brackets, all the champions, take it a night of champions like WWE does, night of champions. But instead of doing that, have it like a bracket champ fights. So we take all the champions and see who is the undisputed champion.
Yeah, we can do that. Assuming the viewers they want to see something like that. So I'm down for that. We would just have to create it. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you that have tuned in and watched, we do appreciate you guys. We will be posting this image on our Facebook as well as our Instagram to kind of show you guys how we ranked everything, how we did everything. So yeah, I mean, you got anything to say to the people?
Check out our socials. Check out my boy PhenomenalMiklo. He's on Twitch. He's got a lot of good stuff. He covers everything from gaming to wrestling, everything. Check out the Zeonizer Podcast 3 page on Instagram. Right now we're at 30 followers. We're growing slowly but surely. We appreciate the Power Ranger community for helping us out and giving us some follows and listening to our stuff. We appreciate that. Uh, we have a Twitch that we are currently trying to get up off the ground. Well, it's off the ground now. It's Zeonizer Pod 3. There's nothing recorded yet because me and David are saving the first ever Zeonizer Pod 3 stream for Diablo 4. That's when we'll be able to do live streams. You'll see our faces. You'll see us play Diablo 4, as well as Exo Primal happening in July. We got a few new things. Me, David, and Jerry are collectively working on our own merch, shirts, and a few surprises that we're not going to spoil for you guys. So stay tuned. If you guys want to follow more on Instagram, follow more Instagram. I try to keep everyone in the loop as much as possible. Go follow Grimm. Before this, we did a reaction to his new song, Once and Always and Forever, and it's just was an awesome song. I mean, it would go so well in your earbuds while you work. It's that good of a song. Give him a follow as well as the rest of the GG5 crew. Go follow all of them. They got some interesting stuff as well. Unworthy Productions. We praised the Arbiter, and he got as far as the semifinals, and he did real well. If you want to see why he did so well, go check out the first Ranger, Unworthy Productions, and you see why we say he did so well. Keep our boy J3D in your thoughts and prayers. He's going through some things right now. That's why he hasn't been in attendance with the Z3, but we still love him for everything that he's gone through and everything he's done for us as well as a team. At the Z3, we are a family base. We are a team. We have PMC on the horizon. PMC is next year. We're going to do a lot of coverage for PMC. So y'all tune in, stay tuned in, and check our sponsors out. Dubby, Reaper Apparel, they got some good things for you as well. Use our Zeonizer code, or promo code, Zeonizer3, 10% off. Yeah, and you know what? This has been a long video. We're gonna catch some rest, and we got things to do tomorrow, but we still love you guys, and if you guys ever want to get Zeonized, you know where to find us.
Yep, that is for sure. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys like and comment, as well as subscribed, and make sure you guys hit the bell notification. That way you guys know when we go live. Our link to our Discord is also on our channel. So if you guys want to talk to us through there, and you guys don't want to have to worry about like commenting on certain videos, you guys can always talk to us on our Discord. We'll always answer back. That's not a problem either. Or you guys can always message us individually on our DMs, especially on Instagram. I know I'll answer back. I'm pretty sure, Jeremy, he'll answer back. So we appreciate you guys watching the videos. I mean, our view counts are going up, which is great, but we still need you guys to be able to like the videos to let us know if we're making the right videos for you guys. So please make sure you guys make sure you guys comment, whether it is just to say hi, whatever it may be. Just don't put no hateful stuff, because you will be blocked. Guaranteed, you will be blocked. We're not trying to do this for the hate. We're doing this because we want to, because we love Power Rangers, we love the Super Sentai, and we're trying to just expand on our knowledge to give it to you guys. And so, yeah, make sure you guys do that. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep, we want to keep this what we're doing as much as positive vibes as we can. This fandom is wonderful. It's great to be a part of, but just like every fandom before it, and every fandom now, there's toxicity running rampant, gatekeeping running rampant. Even though we like, for example, we do hate Dino Fury because we don't understand it. We don't like it, but we don't tell people that this sucks, this is better, or you're not a Ranger fan if you don't like Mighty Morphin. We don't do that. If you start off watching Dino Fury or Dino Charge or all that, that's great. That's awesome. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the family. Just know that we are highly opinionated, but we can agree to disagree on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But like David said, drop a like, drop a comment. You can enter our Discord server, chat with us, tell us what you think. Like I said, don't be hateful. We're human. We're not perfect. And yeah, I look forward to the future of the Z3. And like I said, we got a lot of good things planned for y'all.
Yep, exactly. So, if you guys want more, let us know. Like Jeremy said, if you guys want to be Zeonized, you guys know where to go. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. But without further ado, you guys, this has been the Zeonizer podcast, episode 12. Believe it or not, episode 12 of the Zeonizer podcast. So thank you for those who've tuned in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
May the power protect you all. You'll have a wonderful night.
All right. Night, everybody.
Leaders.